How's it going, guys? My name is Voss, and I'm joined with Alan today from Kia of Beaver Creek. I apologize, it's a rainy day here in Ohio, but we are in the 2020 Telluride, and we're gonna get it on the road, and I'm gonna tell you how it is, so let's do it.
Sounds good, let's make it happen.
Before we get on the road, I wanna give a huge shout out to Kia of Beaver Creek. And I'm here with Alan today. You wanna tell me a little bit about Kia of Beaver Creek?
Yeah, we've been open now about a year. I run the internet department here. I've been with the Martin Group, which owns Kia Beaver Creek now, for coming up on 5 years. Again, we opened this store up here to serve the area out this way a little bit more.
They've got a large selection. Last time we were here, we checked out a Stinger. Very impressive. So, if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. But I am in the 2020 Kia Telluride, and these have just started kind of hitting dealerships and hitting the roads. This one, we'll get into the spec in a second, is completely loaded out. It's the SX all-wheel drive.
With the Prestige Prestige package.
Yep.
It has the towing package on it too, which also features auto leveling suspension on it.
Adds about 5,000 pound towing capacity.
Yeah, 5,000 pounds, correct. 291 horsepower, about 265 foot-pound of torque at about 6,500 RPMs.
And guys, this first inspections, I haven't gotten it on the road yet, but from just checking it out, checking the features out, this feels extremely premium. Like, it's got Napa leather. What's the name of this color again?
This is called Dune.
Dune. So it kind of looks like a brown, but not too brown, and like darker than like a natural tan color, but like not too light. It looks really good, and the outside is white. I don't remember the paint spec.
Snow white pearl.
Snow white pearl, and it's got the optional black wheels.
Yeah, the smoked rims. I think
and I mean, overall, the look's extremely aggressive. It looks very, very comfortable and very nice. So this is the SX all-wheel drive, completely feature-packed. I mean, every option that you can get on here with the towing option, the upgraded seats, the wheels, every single option is in this car. And I mean, everything feels really premium. Like, all this doesn't feel cheap at all. The leather feels really nice. The steering wheel's got a really good feel to it. Stitched seat wheel. It's got a thumb position for your 10 and 2. And overall, I mean, when I reviewed the Stinger, I was pleasantly surprised with how luxurious the Stinger felt, and the Telluride honestly feels more luxurious. Which, it's not a sports car; it's it's a luxury vehicle. And I mean, you can talk a little bit about some of the stuff in here, but what are some of the key features that set the Telluride apart?
Wow, where do you start? Beautiful interior. This is supposed to be a swamp ash. It's either swamp ash or rosewood, stained. You've got this setting here where you can do comfort.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then it will set up here for you.
Yeah.
If it's set up properly in there, but you can see it right there. Comfort. You even got a snow setting and eco for gas savings. Comfort for just being comfortable. And then you got a smart. Now the smart will chastise you if you don't behave properly. You don't want to be overly aggressive with it or anything, and it will break it down and show your driving habits.
And it's got a lot of nice blind spot monitoring, lane assist. You're telling me if you're parked somewhere and someone's approaching your vehicle that you might be almost like an intruder, it'll alert you, right?
Yeah, like say you got the kids and you pull up Chuck E. Cheese's or Kings Island, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. Kids are excited, they want to get out and get started with the day. Well, somebody's getting ready to pull up next to you, the car registers that and alerts you so that you don't get out and maybe get hurt. You've got a rear cross traffic alert on this, so if you're backing up and you can't see it, we'll alert you for there. Now this has lane keep assist as well, so if you're veering, you might be a little tired. If you veer over and you don't respond to the car, and this is stage 1 in autonomous driving, it will actually nudge you back over. This has no child left behind, is what I call it. If you get out of the car, hopefully none of us ever do this, but we do get busy, and large families sometimes, a lot of noise, a lot of things happening. If a child is left behind in the vehicle goes crazy. It sends an alert to your phone, starts blinking. They locked me into one.
Oh wow.
It went crazy.
I mean, it's got a lot of features to really make sure you're safe. Even like when I had my phone in the wireless charging system and I was going out to film it, as soon as I stepped outside, it gave me an alert. Yeah. It gave me a heads up saying, hey, your phone's left in the car. Do you want her? I was really impressed with that. Now, in addition to stuff like that, it's still got, in addition to all the safety features, it's still got all the comfort features still. Yes. Heated, cooled seats, the steering wheel, rear heated, cooled seats. Not the third row, but that's not, not common. It's got the bucket seats back here, that are
Captain's
heated.
chairs.
Yeah, the captain's chairs that are heated and cooled, and a really nice third row set of seats as well.
Now the third row also reclines.
Yes.
Now you want to talk about space. You've got 87 cubic foot of space behind this seat here.
Okay.
And behind that seat there, you got 46 cubic foot of space. And then you've got behind the third row, 21 cubic foot of space.
And I'm not very tall, so I sit a little bit closer. So whoever's sitting behind me is going to have ample room. But even if I was like 6'4" or 6'5", that guy, whoever's going to be back there, is still going to have lots of room.
Lots of room, and telescopic steering, of course. We all got different length reaches and stuff like that, so you can tailor it in so you're not fatiguing your arms on long drives. You got heads-up display on this, which I remember you liked a lot.
That was one of my, for some reason on the Stinger, for that price range, that felt like, because it wasn't just like speed, it was turning, it gave you so much, it was fantastic.
Yeah, and this is also featuring the 3.8 V6 versus the 3.3 that Kia has traditionally used.
Now, is that the only engine that's available right now?
As far as I know, for this one, that's it. There's no other engine on it. I don't see why they would give optional engines on it because of the size of the vehicle, the amount of people you probably would, you buy a car like this because you have a need for that much space. Towing, like you said, is at 5,000 pounds on it. There's a 64 ambient lighting.
Yeah, I did see that. There's a lot of.
Is that important? I don't know.
But when you're buying, this one completely loaded out, delivered at the dealer is right around $45,000 to $47,000.
This one was 48.
48. Okay.
48.4 or something.
And at that price range, you're still under like Mercedes and Lexus, right?
Oh, yes.
But you're still getting a lot of it's got Harman Kardon, it's got a 10.2 inch infotainment system.
Correct.
You're still getting a lot of the upper end features, but you're not spending the upwards of $100,000.
No, and that's the thing too. With the features of this vehicle, it should be around 60 or 70. Because again, if you go and look at what Mercedes-Benz offers and BMW and Range Rover, and you start messing around with the Napa leather, you got to be up there to get that package. Yeah. And then this also features surround view monitors, so when you engage this, you see about a 12 to 15 foot overhead superimposed view. You do not need the rear view mirrors to back this car up that on. And then you also have auto hold on this, which is nice if you're at McDonald's or someplace like that. Instead of you constantly hitting on the brake, as soon as you depress it, you can take your foot off and wait and just tap the gas and you move forward. You've got electronic parking brake on this as well. Just a nice host of features.
Yeah, and I mean, it really, they did a really good job emphasizing the luxury aspect, while the price has pretty much stayed, under what I would say is the competition. And in addition to all that stuff, some of the other features that I don't know if other vehicles are doing this, almost the telecom service is what I'd consider it. If I'm sitting up here and someone in the third row has a question or I need to talk to them, and you can demonstrate this. You can actually press a button here and you can chat into the microphone, and it'll project it back there.
Now it's got an even cooler feature.
Okay.
You're on a vacation, you got the kids back here and they're asleep, or your friends, it don't make any difference, but everybody back here's passed out, but you still want to hear music. You can disable the speakers.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, so you only
just up here. And it's weird. You can actually tell the difference. Not weird, but you can actually tell the difference. And if you're sitting back there, you really can't hear the music. So again, everybody's just comfortable, and that's what it's all about. This is more to me like the interior cabin of an airplane.
It's also very quiet. It's been raining this whole time.
Yeah.
It's been very quiet in here.
Yeah. It's very, very comfortable car. I've got to spend a little time behind the wheel, but I think you're going to find that 3.8 very nice when you rev it. It's quiet, but when you rev it, you'll hear that growl peeking under the hood, and you're like, that's a nice, pleasant sound.
First initial, we're out on the road now. First initial impressions. Got a good pickup to it. We're in sport mode. Brakes, real touchy, really responsive. I really like that. For a giant SUV, generally with bigger vehicles, they have lighter steering feel, and I prefer the tighter, and really this has a really good balance between that. You can really feel, it's not sports car tight, but for a large family SUV, it's still really, it's got a good feel to it.
It's pretty agile too. The turn radius on it's like 36 feet.
Okay, wow.
So it's still very agile, even for its size. It's 196 inches long. I
really like the, as I'm putting my signal up, the showing me the bird's eye view almost, where you can kind of see around, see the right. I know a lot of the newer vehicles are doing this, And I really think it's a really smart feature.
I agree. You get to see exactly what you're looking at. Keep your car looking nice.
Wow, it's got a real good pickup. You know, for like I said, for a family, whether you choose to get the 7 or 8 seater, for a family vehicle, it's getting 19 around the city, to about 24 on the highway. And you gotta realize, like, for an SUV, 10 years ago, this size would have been the Chevy Suburban. Thing was getting like 8 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
So they've come a very long way, you know, in keeping the size, maintaining all the space while improving the gas mileage.
The industry changes so rapidly, and we have so, you know, highly intelligent people, very creative, that are constantly looking for ways to improve things, and it's a great testimonial to what we as people can achieve if we really try.
And heads-up display, I like that it's pretty much fully colorized. You know, speed limit signs color.
Yep.
It's telling me what the speed limit on this road is. Now, you know, this is amazing. We just crossed a school.
Yep.
It just popped up saying school. Absolute, like, little things like that to me are just some of the best features you can have. Because, you know, not only you are paying your 47 to 50,000, you know, in that range, right? Those aren't things I think would show up in that price range. I know that's a lot of money, and I know it's crazy for me to sound like that, but, you know, I'm used to thinking of Mercedes, Porsche, Audi. Don't get me wrong, they have features, but everything is an option. So by the time you check all those boxes, you're in the $100,000+ category.
Exactly, and you shouldn't have. I mean, even if you have the money to spend for it, it doesn't always make sense to spend.
I'm with you on that, and I mean, it's taken this, you know, for a giant thing. I mean, there's a little body roll, but you know, it's doing very well through these turns.
Yep, that's why I put it in sport mode. I thought you appreciate that.
Now that I've driven it a little bit on the road, it's really comfortable. These seats, what'd you call them, the captain's chairs? Or
these are the captain's chairs in the back.
Yep.
I mean, I guess these are the captain's chairs in the front
yeah,
too,
they're really, really nice. And you know, these are heated and cooled.
Yes, and so are the second row as well.
Yeah. And it's, go ahead.
No, everybody's just level of comfortability is high in it. I mean, can you imagine? Think about this right now. If we didn't have anything else better to do, we could take off for Tennessee or someplace like that.
Oh, I wouldn't hesitate to drive this across the country.
And imagine how much fun that would be and how comfortable you'd be. It would never be fatiguing whatsoever.
And you know, another thing nowadays, whether you're buying a sports car or you're buying a supercar, the looks are, or even a family car, looks are really important. And for this to look, you know, back in the day, boxy was a thing, and then it got all curvy. We're kind of going back to that boxier look, and they somehow kept, you know, they made this boxy, but they made it look really futuristic and very, very, like, I really like the way this car looks.
Again, the gentleman that was designing these, he was the chief designer for Audi a long time ago, and he's been with us for a long time. Pete Schuyler's his name. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And once again, he just keeps delivering the mail. The one thing that people have been saying with a lot of regularity is this looks like a Range Rover.
It looks like it looks like the combination between a bigger Range Rover, Land Rover, and like a Lexus LX, like the giant Lexus things. And it looks really good. I really like it.
I mean, when you see it coming, it's impressive. I mean, you summed it up nicely. Everybody wants a nice looking car.
Yeah.
The reason why people buy cars is not always price, it's appearance. Then price will come into play, obviously, but appearance is the number one motivator of anybody's buying needs and wants right off the bat. You don't want an ugly car. And
one of my, you know, speaking on like the quality in here, nothing really feels cheap to me. Like, I really like this handrail, you know, you can rest your knee on it. And some of the things I read online, people didn't like how firm this was if you wanted to rest your leg. Honestly, it's not bad. Like, there's
a bit of flexibility.
Yeah, there's some play to it. Heated and cooled seats. It's got one thing I don't like when manufacturers clutter the center section, because I really just want to focus on the road.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job. I mean, there's a handful of buttons here to click. And obviously there's sub buttons and menus and whatnot, but overall, they've done a very good job packing in what you need here and nothing more. You know, and you know, I touched a little bit of this on the Stinger too. Very huge fan of how this fob looks. I said I like this in the Stinger because it feels like I'm pressing a missile or a detonator, like I have the keys to like something very, very unique. And they did a similar design, and you're telling me this is still handmade, right?
I believe so, yeah. They just kept it stepped up. They wanted the Stinger was a good entry for the sport crowd. you know, this is for the family, and for the same person that will like the Stinger for multiple reasons is going to like this car too as well. I mean, why not have both parked?
I'm very impressed. and you know, like I said, and I'm going to keep touching back on the fact that this is under $50,000.
Yes.
There's Harman Kardon in here. There's Napa leather. There's bucket seats, heated and cooled front and rear seats. I mean, ambient lighting, 10 plus inch infotainment display,
10.25?
heated, 10.25 inch infotainment screen. You can go to sport mode, heated steering wheel, heads up display. Like, I can keep just listing things. Oh, you know, I can just keep on going. For what this is, it's got a curb weight of right around 4,400 pounds. This is not light.
No.
And it's got some real good pickup to it. One thing I want to touch on is, in today's market, you expect something like this to have a CVT, which is what most new vehicles are going to, the variable transmission where, you know, it's like one gear that it adjusts. I am so happy they stuck with the 8-speed, because a lot of manufacturers are having trouble with CVTs. A lot of manufacturers are having issues because of, you know, slipping problems, like transmissions going bad. And I'm very happy they didn't take that route like a lot of the, you know, manufacturers are doing, because now you can feel the shifts. You can feel, you know, going through the gears and the motion. I'm really happy they did that.
It's very visceral, isn't it?
I like it. And this is a boat, and we're, you know, hugging corners, taking turns, and, you know, I'm pushing it a little bit harder, but like, there's really no body roll. It feels amazing.
We got multi-link suspension in the rear, McPherson struts in the front, independent. It's made for precise handling.
It's got a center locking diff, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think it does, actually.
Yeah. Wow. What a fantastic vehicle. Okay, guys, we're coming to an end here. We're heading back, and I'll say my first drive impressions, never been in a Telluride. I am beyond impressed, because you're getting features in here that in my brain is telling me I would have to spend $100,000 for. I know that sounds crazy, but in today's market, cars are getting expensive, and the average new car is $35,000, and you don't get any of that. You know, you have to spend the 70 plus thousand, and, you know, for what seems like about 50,000 fully loaded out the door, taxes and, you know, whatnot. This is a very, very comfortable drive. It's quiet, it's comfortable. 24 miles a gallon on the highway, which, you know, what big vehicle, you know, you can't knock that. That's very impressive for what it is. I mean, you know, my Beamer doesn't get anywhere near any of this stuff, and granted,
Boxster's lucky to get 21.
Granted, it's probably the driving, but no. But I mean, you know, you are getting a lot of features here, and I don't feel like you're compromising very much. And that's, I can't, you know, this was the same way I felt about the Stinger going into that review. I was very skeptical, because what I remember of Kia is the like very cheaper, you know, plasticky vehicles, and I think whenever that Albert Biermann shift over happened, and then the Stinger, you know, kind of came out, everything that followed suit after the Stinger kind of just improved. And this was a whole new style. They didn't have one of these before 2020. This was brand new. So, and, you know, for a first attempt at a bigger 7-seater, 8-seater, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, BMW just bought out the X7, which is their biggest one, and I don't know if that would...
You'll be spending $100,000+ by the time you get what you want in the X7.
What are you really getting? I don't know why you could say that would be a better choice than this one.
And with, you know, the Kia and the Hyundai Group merger, I think it's really just made for better overall vehicles.
Also, I wanted to draw your attention to this.
Oh, yeah.
The premium headlight.
It's like Alcantara or something. It's amazing. Yeah. It looks like Alcantara.
Yeah. But it's just another little thing there. It's like, yeah, you can do without it. Why should I have to suffer?
I'm with you on that. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video on the Kia Telluride, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're interested in Telluride. These things are very hard to come by right now. Long wait times. Make sure you hit up Kia Beaver Creek. Talk to Alan. You know, they can get you set up with what you need. These are pretty much on order basis right now. And this is a fully loaded option with, remind me of the color again.
This is called Dune.
Dune, that's right. I always want to say Mocha, but no, it's called Dune. It's Dune with the white on black with, you know, the brown interior package. Just, it's a very, very good look. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next video.